What's up, everybody? My name's Josh.
And my name's Rupaul's Andre Charles.
And we're here to give you
a reality check. You know you need one.
It's a sad day. We're not even going to act like it's not. The personality of the show has just been
personality higher.
Big tits, the big ass, the big personality, the big forehead.
That's you, mama.
Listen, I'm a four-finger and I'm proud.
That's 5. Damn! Damn! It
Listen,
really be your own
You can park
song.
a car on this bitch, okay?
Yes. Unfortunately, this is the first week since episode 1 that we are entering the workroom, and nobody is shaking any ice cubes. No ice cubes were shaken, and no Twinks have been gobbled up.
And yeah.
I
mean, and there it is. Yeah. It's just sad because I have really, as every viewer probably has, we can all feel the same. Corey is a big personality, and her presence on social media throughout Drag Race airing
I want a Corey King cameo so bad.
It is just, it pulls you in. When you're seeing them interacting with people and viewers in real time and they're on the show, it's like, oh my God, I love Corey King, and now she's, we don't get to enjoy the kingdom, and we don't get to
we always get to enjoy the kingdom, but unfortunately, its time on Drag Race has come to an end. But it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new light in the workroom.
Of course. Lights, camera, action.
Yes, and we don't get greeted in the same way that we're used to getting greeted by RuPaul. Hello, hello, hello.
No, right to Miss Michelle Visage.
Yeah, hey, bitches, in this little purple number.
She looked amazing.
Michelle always looks so good.
So, Michelle comes in, she goes, hey, little ladies, just letting you know, we're bringing someone back. The girls are gooped and gagged.
I was gagged. I was like, wait, I thought they were doing a dunk tank because I saw it on Twitter. I was like, oh my God. Drag name?
Miss Dunk Tank?
Dawn, and then last name K, with a K, but tank. Donk Tank.
It
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Miss Dawn Tank. Miss Donk Tank. Don K Tank.
Yeah.
Don K. Oh my God. You want to be a Shrek queen? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Don K. That's good. Yeah.
There's one thing about Nick. He's going to have a note of literally potential drag names. If we weren't using his phone to record, we would show you guys.
Miss Donkey, that's iconic.
Welcome to the stage, Misguided.
No, yeah, DAWN, last name KAY. Donkey. But you have to be Scottish, or whatever that accent is that I'm doing.
Norwegian?
No, that's the Norwegian.
No, that's Switzerland. That's Swedish, actually.
But where does Donkey?
Vikings, no?
I don't know. How to Train Your Dragon? Gag.
We find out this episode that we are having the villain roast.
Yes.
And our one and only Miss Jewel Sparkles, winner from last week, gets to choose the order. I have a question for you.
Oh, you always do.
I do. Are you going to go based off of what the girls want or what you want to make it to the next week?
What a girl needs. The only girls' wants and needs that I'm worried about is me. I'm sorry. We talked about it last week. Sure, I will hear you all out. Please give me some ideas. You know, give me some inspiration. However, I'm going to go in the spot that I'm the most comfortable. And the person that's going to go in front of me is going to be the most rotted, stank-ass bitch who has not said one funny thing in the work. I'd probably put you in front of me.
I'm going to fight. That was crazy. This roast order.
Little did we know that this was going to be
the actual
canon event of the season.
No, but how is the most fights within the workroom based off of the order of the roast? We spoke about this during the episode. At the end of the day, the order doesn't matter because if you're good, you're good, and if you're bad, you're bad. Yeah, there might be one or two queens that you would like to go after that are kind of, I don't want to say the layups of the
there are people that you know are gonna be bad. That you know are gonna be bad. Your reaction to your placement in the roast only reflects on how you feel you're gonna do. So if you're one of those people that's like, I would go third if I could pick, and you get sixth, and you're like, yeah, whatever, you know, my set's gonna be what it's gonna be. You're going into that with a confident mindset. Like, my jokes will be funny whether I tell them fourth or I tell them first.
Yeah.
But if you're freaking out and you're blaming, it's just a way for people, I think, these queens to control the narrative of them doing bad in the roast of, well, I had to go second. I had to go behind Susie. So, of course, I did bad. No, you weren't funny. That's what this whole, like, worrying about the roast order really is. It's the relinquishing of control and not being able to, like, be confident in your material.
Yeah. I mean, the only reason why somebody is going to be uncomfortable or feel some type of way is because they don't think that they're funny. Or they think that the person that's going in front of them or after them is funnier than them. At the end of the day, I'm not a script comedy
You're
guy.
just saying I'm not a stripper. Oh my God.
I am not a script comedy guy. I don't do good at roasting people. I'm good at being mean sometimes when, like, you know, sometimes I can dag a little too far, but dag
gummit. Yeah, like, this is my whole thing with the order too, is like the person in front of you matters. Just like if you're standing in line at a store, the person in front of you matters. You don't cut in front of the person in front of you. Everybody else behind me, I don't really care about. They don't affect how long it takes for me to check out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter if there's 45 people behind you. If there's 3 people in front of you, those 3 people matter. Like, so to be like, well, and then you put yourself after me. Well, yeah, that matters for me, not for you. You're not gonna, you should be wanting to do good to overshine my set that's coming up. Like, it's this whole just like, it's just tired. This whole roast order, being mad about where you get, like, be grateful that you're even made it to the roast.
That part. No, because Arietti, if we're going to really clock it, without the badunk.
Yeah, no, you're,
girl, you would have been,
you're walking on borrowed time.
Yeah.
Zoink. You're walking on borrowed time, and, you know, Boogie Wonderland. Yeah. So we move past this Wait. What I want to know.
Wait.
What? Me, my cosplay as a crosswalk. Wait. Wait.
They don't love you like I love you.
Why is everybody so afraid and intimidated of Susie Toot? She had 2 challenge wins in the beginning of the season and has been safe or low every week since. Like, yeah, she's a clever girl. I'll give her that. But
low?
A roast?
She was low?
I don't know. Whatever. She was safe.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But Susie Toot has a really particular style of comedy, and I'm sitting here thinking, I don't really think Susie Toot blends with a roast. A roast is very like, you know, like, you're ugly, you know, like, whatever. You know, and Susie Toot is very like 1920s, you know, like, so I'm thinking the one person that I would not have wanted to go after, I would have said Anya.
Same.
Do not place me after Anya.
We said literally from the moment that episode turned on and was going to Villain Roast, Anya, does not matter where she is, she's going to kill it.
Yeah.
Like, this is Anya's challenge.
Because she's just so naturally quick-witted.
She's funny. Like, she's funny.
Yeah.
Regardless of...
No, she's a funny girl.
No, she is. She's a funny girl. I can't wait to talk about who we were surprised about. Which was the girls who were in the middle who didn't really care where they were placed, honestly.
Because the girls that are going to be funny are the girls that are going to be funny.
Yeah.
Clock it. Clock that too, honey.
So we had a read aloud, you know, a little table read with Michelle, all the girls,
and
Joey.
what was the girl's name? Whitney Houston? No, Whitney Cummings?
Whitney Cummings. Beautiful.
Unfortunate last name.
Don't know who... I used to live on Cummings Ave. North Cummings Ave was literally my old street address. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not really sure who she is.
Never in my life have I known who this woman is, but you know what? I'm glad I was introduced to her because she's funny.
No, and I love how engaged she actually was with the queens, and she really wanted to make sure that what was being delivered on television was going to be funny, not necessarily like...
Yeah, she was there to like actually make a change and help. Like she was there to be like, listen, that's not funny.
Yeah. like you're not bringing Ross Matthews to a choreography studio. You're bringing Jamal. Someone who's going to help.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah. No, I get it. I get what you're saying. And we go through these table reads, and it's very clear very quickly, the flops and the tops of the week. Arietti can't even get a joke out at the table
I don't think she actually said anything.
Other than, baby.
Why did you kill that?
Yeah, so everybody is just kind of on it. They're on their game, and they're ready to read. And I think a lot of them, this is like your time. This is your time to pick Michelle's brain, pick this person who literally does hee-hee-ha-haing for a living.
In like this literal specific kind of comedy.
And my whole thing that bothers me about these table reads that the queens will always do is they come out, they're feeling good, whatever, and they read the jokes, their best jokes. It's like, if I have 10 jokes and I know 9 of them are really funny, I'm going to read you that 10th joke that I'm not sure about.
Yeah.
Like, I have 3 ring dinger, knee slapper, rootin', tootin', shootin', bootin' jokes. And why am I going to of course I'm going to feel great after giving you my best joke. I need to give you my worst joke and you need to help me rewrite it. You know what I'm saying?
How many jokes are they allowed?
Too many for some of them. Like, I'm sure that they pick their brain further than what we get to see on camera.
Yeah.
But,
You're like, what's beneficial about you giving away your best material when you know it's going to be good? Like, use that time that you have, that small window of time you have with people to give you a critique. Yeah. To critique the things that aren't good.
I'm not going to Google a question I already know the answer to. And there it is.
Well, you're not putting 4 + 4 in the calculator.
You know what? You know what? I'm not putting my left shoe on my right foot.
I'm not writing one on a pen.
I'm not wiping my ass with sandpaper. Speaking of wiping their ass with sandpaper, that's what it felt like listening to Arietti's jokes.
Yeah. And you can honestly still tell that Arietti, she's not focused on writing a joke. She's focused on the feeling that she has towards Jules about feeling slated.
She's focused on thievery. She's focused on burglary.
Talking about thieving, burglarizing, and vandalism. Hamburgling. What would you do if your sister stole your joke?
No, because you know what? If you want to steal somebody's jokes, at least pick somebody that did good. That's my whole thing. It's like cheating on the stupid kid's test. What the hell are you taking jokes from her for? She did just as bad as you. Like, I'm not, like, you should have looked the other way and taken some of Anya's jokes. Now, like, I understand why she did it, because Jules came right after her in the competition, and she wanted to throw Jules off. But, I'm not eating off your plate if you're having beans. Like, no, I'm not doing it.
Her act of maliciousness makes sense. It just was stupid because you should have cheated off the A student and not the D student.
Like, I'm sure
in comedy.
I'm sure if you looked at Susie Toots' book, she had 4 pages of shit ready. She had 4 storylines worth of shit.
These jokes on the plane.
No, Susie Toot came in with an encyclopedia of bullshit that you could have stolen, and you looked over at the girl who only has done well on design challenges, and the only funny thing she's ever said is, "I'm Jules Sparkles." Like, it's just so crazy to me. I get why you did it, because it worked. It did work for you to be a nasty, malicious scumbag and throw Jules off for her whole set. It worked. You should have picked different ones, though.
Yeah.
Like, you guys both
did bad.
But my problem I have with it is that Jules didn't call that bitch out. If they're like, you stumbled in the... I mean, well, if I'm being honest, I don't want to make excuses. However, Arietti took my first 2 opening jokes. So, yeah, it was a little fucking thrown off. Wouldn't you be?
I'm surprised, to be honest. I'm surprised she didn't start her set with, thank you to the bitch who just stole my 2 opening jokes for introducing me to the state. Like, I would have done something
like that. You know who is a star at doing active listening jokes? Sam Starr, which we'll get into when we start talking about the roast. But to answer your question in this long roundabout way, I would be pissed and we'd be fighting about these jokes.
10 minutes later,
these girls should have been as mad at Jules about the order as Arietti stealing jokes from Jules.
Yes.
Clock that too.
And not one word was shed about the jokes being stolen until the last 3 minutes of Untucked.
Yeah.
Not even the actual show. Untucked. So, listen, at the end of that little round table, at the end of the day, we got some good jokes, we got some hee-hee-ha-has, we got some criticism, and we got some good pointers.
Yeah.
And that's all that we really need as a viewer. I wasn't looking for someone to
You know what? Shit. That's all we need.
So, that's all I needed.
Have a great night. Oh, this is going to suck to edit.
You are so funny.
What?
You're just so funny.
Say that into the microphone. What did you say? So to the people, smile. You are so funny. I think it's what you had said. Y'all now, sugar. Come on, say it to the good. Say it to the good man. Come on.
While they're doing makeup, and Arietti decides that she is leaving the station. Jules tries to patch the heat. It doesn't work. I feel like patch the heat.
All I was thinking when you said station was Arietti has left the station in my head. Okay, just a little disclaimer. It's Friday night. We already filmed for Survivor. We just watched Drag Race. And it's now what? Like 11:30 at night?
It's 11:13. Oh my god.
Safe to say we're delusional.
We've both, well, I've literally been up since 4:45. I didn't appreciate the dog pile on Jules at the end of the day. That while you're doing your makeup, the last thing you want is for shit to start getting stirred about some shit that is literally about to happen. Like,
what was funny about that? So, the hashing out of the drama right before you all have to go out and smile and be funny and make each other laugh is the last thing I think that's productive. However, unlike this situation, I would love for it to be hashed out before the roast.
No, 100%, because then not only is your energy off, like who you're beefing with, let's be honest, we're at 8 girls. This is it's not directly involving everybody, but the energy is going to reflect on everybody.
Oh yeah, I mean,
unless you're Anya, because nothing bothers that girl.
I mean, unbothered queen. Anya is just an unbothered queen.
Anya is on nobody's nerves.
At this point, at this point, everybody in the workroom is kind of like, actually. Arietti's mad at Jules. Jules mad at Arietti. Lexi's mad at Jules. Jules is mad at Susie and Lexi. Lexi's mad. It's just a mess.
Anya's mad at Arietti and Lexi for being mad at Jules, and then Susie's like, all of you bitches need to shut the fuck up.
And then you have Lydia,
And then you have Lydia and Lana actually just like eating their popcorn on the side. They're like, you can put us wherever you want. We prefer to be somewhere in the middle because we don't think we're going to do that well. So y'all bitches go fight because we're just here.
Now the girls attempt to hash things out, and I think it just makes things worse. It was kind of like a salt in the wound moment, but unfortunately, it's time for a roast.
Yeah.
So we jump on over to the runway. RuPaul is like this like deconstructed disco ball mirror paneled fishnet diva. Really do think that the RuPaul looks this season have been like chewing, devouring, and swallowing. Like
except for that one that was a little short and had the beads and it transitioned in different colors.
No, I loved that sunset one.
I did not like that.
I will say I don't know what was going on with RuPaul's skin color. She looked a little yellow. I don't know if it was like the brassiness of the wig was like making her look kind of yellow.
Yeah.
Or if it was just me. But she was giving. I love RuPaul. She looks so good.
So fierce. Fierce.
And now it's time to roast 3 iconic villains from Drag Race past. We have Miss Candy Muse, Plain Jane, and the MIB, Mistress Isabel Brooks, ready to be roasted and, toasted, honey.
Listen, one thing about this roast is you can definitely tell that it was filmed a while ago. These girls are looking full.
Yeah, Mistress has recently undergone a lot of weight loss transformation, period queen. She just recently cut her hair as well. So it's
actually giving.
No, like Mistress is giving. I've always loved Mistress, but like I'm so happy to see that, she's kind of taking her health into her own hands and, doing the weight loss thing.
Come on, Mistress.
Do you have any reads for the girls?
For our 3 villains?
For our 3 villains.
I'm not good at roasting. Do you have any reads for our girls? Maybe I will Arietti you and I will get some inspiration off of your jokes.
I would say something to Candy like Candy Muse. Candy really is the perfect name for you because you're about as likable as black licorice. Like something like that. Everybody hates black licorice.
That's actually so fierce. Right.
Or like Mistress Isabel Brooks, MIB are the perfect acronym for you to describe your drag because man, it's bad.
What about Plain Jane? Anything for our sister Plain?
No. Because that's how much I think about her.
Plain Jane, this is the perfect name for you because just like Plain's recently, your career is going to be crashing down. Was that crazy?
That was.
Was that a joke or was that mean?
It was a lot. There's potential in there for sure. Maybe just like too soon.
The curtain's open. The villain's roast has begun. It's getting a little spicy in here. And out walks first Miss Anya Nerve.
Mm-hmm.
She opens up the villain's roast with some good jokes.
Good energy.
Couldn't tell you exactly all of her jokes, but the one that stood out to me was she was saying, "Is this the cast of STD, the Rusical?" I thought that was hysterical.
Anya did really good. She had a very consistently funny. There weren't any belly laugh moments for me. Yeah. I enjoyed the Tasmanian devil joke with Candy Muse. I wish that instead of her saying, "Say it with me, Candy," she had another layer to that joke to be I'll translate for you.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Fuck you, Tamisha Iman," something because they had beef, some kind of crazy shit. But she did good. I think she did a really consistently good, funny job. None of the other jokes are really sticking out to me for her. But I did like her outfit and the updo that she had on.
Oh, gorgeous. She looked gorgeous.
Ready to roast or try to roast. Up next is Arietti. And I mean, this was just Flop Tropica.
Ready to roast or ready to rot?
This was just flip flop.
Flop Tropica was good.
Yeah, flop till you drop, and she dropped hard. And she had pre-written jokes from somebody else. How do you flop a joke you didn't write?
Easily, because she didn't write it. She didn't know how to deliver. Listen,
Deliver!
Arietti walked to the stage. She walked to that podium looking good. And then she opened her mouth and nothing came out except for mumbo jumbo bullshit.
You could just tell that she didn't walk into it with the same confidence that she has going into a design challenge or going onto the runway.
Yeah.
And she just looked small. And it all came out that way. And she tried to kind of like, let's get this roast to Cookin, pheromone her way and giggle through it. But it just kind of made it more uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, uncomfortable is honestly the only, like, my notes for Arietta's performance was, yikes, ... this is bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. What I would have probably done, I would have just walked off. Girl, I'm lip syncing. I'll see you guys in the back.
I don't know. That's a fine line because you don't want to look like you don't want to disrespect the challenge. You still have to try.
Okay, you're right.
You know,
you're right.
There is a difference of being like, girl, these jokes suck, you know, like, and try to get the room back on your side.
Yeah.
But as far as like just being like, you know what, I'm not gonna say anything that's funny for y'all, so I'm gonna do the, you know, like I'm gonna do everybody a favor.
I'm just gonna introduce the next queen.
Yeah.
Dead ass. If I was in her position, I probably would have done that.
Yeah, it's a fine line. But speaking of people who did just as bad as Ariadne, we have Jules Sparkles.
Talking about a fine line.
Talk about Stumbleina Aguilera. She was stumbling.
The third.
It's tough when you have to kind of like recover on the fly like that, especially as somebody who like doesn't really live in the comedic realm. Mm-hmm. So I think for being so thrown off, because not only was some of her jokes stolen, but they were her opening jokes, and they were, I would honestly say, if they were delivered properly, some of her stronger jokes. Yeah. So it was tough. I think for her circumstances, she just never really caught back up after that.
I agree.
And she just, it was just like kind of like word vomit. Mm-hmm. You know, the timings was off.
The only thing, and I mean, like, I guess have to be in that position to kind of know how to react. I felt like whenever somebody in this case right now, Ariadne and Jules, the minute that they felt like they were off track, they just went to, and Mistress Isabel Brooks is fat. That's really that's really all it was. And like even Mistress was like, damn, one more fat joke. Oh, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like, obviously they're gonna make fat jokes.
Look, like the most obvious thing about a person is always funny if it's creative.
Yeah.
You know, obviously a fat bitch is fat. Obviously, you know, like a bitch with broad shoulders has broad shoulders. It's about how you sell it.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just fatty, you know. Actually, I would die at that if somebody was just like fat, boring, ugly, and walked off. Like I'd actually live. Tell them what I told you. Tell the people about Lana. Tell them what I told you before.
You clocked from the start that this is going to be Lana's episode. You actually literally said from the minute the episode aired, this is going to be the week that Lana gets a win. I'm feeling it. This is going to be that Lana gets a win.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Lana or Lydia.
Or Lydia. Oh, the double L's. And redemption for our girl, Corey.
The vengeance of Corey.
Listen, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, Lana and Lydia both did really well. Lana, we could kind of see her like easing into letting go a little bit, which was nice. Same thing with Lydia. Like she kind of doubled down on her weird, and that's only ever good for people.
Yeah.
So I was really, really happy with both of their performances.
I think the funniest thing for me that Lana said. So she goes, Plain Jane, how are you doing today? Actually, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That is genuinely the energy I thought she was going to be giving from the minute she walked in the workroom. Mm-hmm. Like, I thought she was going to give that mean girl persona, and she hasn't really given that. So it was, throughout, you know, the season. So I just think it was so funny. Like, I was like, you got a personality, like yes, be funny.
She's funny.
Yes,
she has jokes.
Like
you think you're clever?
She went from being the joke to having jokes.
Gag her for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of having jokes, our third top placement of the week was Miss Sam Starr.
She was so funny.
She was funny, but also I feel like the edit really protected Sam this week. Because they gave her one joke for each person. Whereas some of the other top placements and even some of the safe placement queens had multiple jokes. So I feel like they took Sam's best jokes and kind of just put them in there to push the viewer to like be like, oh yeah, she was really good. I mean, she was really good.
Yeah.
Her runway was also really cool, which we'll get into. But I don't know. I honestly would have switched out Anya for Sam, in my opinion, or even Susie for Sam. One of the two safe queens.
Ooh, Susie, no. Anya, I could definitely see the reasoning behind Anya going in over Sam. Susie, which we'll get into,
Yeah.
she was just a little flat.
Yeah.
Our second surprise, which we already talked a little bit about, was Miss Lydia. Miss Lydia Butthole Collins. You know, like you said, you know how to make weird fucking funny. Like,
Next up, Miss I Should Have Been in the Top. I'm surprised name's Safe Toot. Miss Susie Toot. She did good. She did fine. Susie Toot was
no.
adequately funny.
Her jokes were funny. She was robotic.
Yeah,
she was monotone. Rehearsed. She had no personality and character to her delivery. How can you put yourself as this funny comedy queen and literally go, well, at the end of the day, I know I'm going to do, literally in a confessional, this is my thing. I know I'm going to do great. Girl, you did mediocre at best. You could have given those jokes to any of the top girls, and I think that they would have delivered them funny. I don't think that Susie was good this week. I would have fought for her to potentially... I don't think that, and I'm going to make this clear right now, I do not think that she did worse than Ariete or Jules or Lexi. But I still would not have put her in the top. And I still don't think that she should have been. See?
So what, should they just execute her?
I don't know, but she didn't do good. She didn't do good.
I think she did a perfectly safe job. My problem with Susie Toot was that it was very... RuPaul is so ugly. Like... It was too rehearsed, and it was like you said, it was too robotic, and yeah. It just didn't like laughter and like comedy. It's supposed to feel joyful, and it's supposed to feel off the cuff.
Yeah, like a natural.
It felt like Siri was reading me jokes.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
So
Miss Lexi, I did not love this performance.
Miss Lexi, I didn't like where you put me, even though it's the spot I asked for because I didn't like who you put before me.
Miss Lexi last place.
Yeah, Miss Lexi last in the roast. Love. I mean, it's a similar story, a similar song to sing here. She flopped.
She flopped. She got choked up. She didn't do well. She word vomited.
She wore the same hair on the runway again. You know,
but she cut the wig. No,
I don't know. It was just like. You know, it was doodle trash stank. And
I just wrote rough start, and I honestly disassociated after that
yeah,
because I don't remember any of her jokes.
I wrote down she picked it up at the end, so it wasn't like a full-blown crash and burn. It was like, speaking of plane crashes, keeping that analogy going, it was like they landed in the field. You know, nobody died, but they landed in the field.
Who lands in the field and survives?
The funniest parts of Lexi's performance, similar to her Snatch game, were those moments of her being off the cuff and just kind of like talking about it.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Her like, yeah, like, like I know I'm being silly, goofy, and
like, oh, that one sucked. You know,
like that was funny. Well, that wraps up our roast.
It's time for the runway. This week, the category is who wears short shorts. I know I certainly do. We are big. Whoa. We are big fans of the short short in this house. And I have actually said so many times, in my personal opinion, for me, as I feel it and as I interpret the things around me, drag queens do not belong in shorts. In any variety, short, long, Bermuda, cargo, swim to skate. I don't care what they are. I don't want it. Welcome back. If things look a little different, it's because my phone was full of storage halfway through. So we switched devices here. And it's time to get into this runway because it's time to check or chuck these hoes and their looks. Let's just get into it. You know the rules. If it's a check, we like your look. If it's a chuck,
we hate it.
Yeah, if it's a reality check, it's really freaking good, and we love it so much. You gagged us.
No,
Period.
like-
Ready? Here we go.
First to the runway in this denim coochie cutter, Miss Anya Nerve.
Yeah.
Listen.
No, this was sick.
This
cool.
was sickening. It literally just looked like a big T, and it looked like a banana hammock, but then it had a breast cover and it had a zipper, and then you unzipped it, and she had this beautiful like denim bralette style, and the skin tone match of the leggings and stuff, and what is it called? Like what is it called? The
nude illusion.
The nude. That's what it is. Her nude illusion was gorgeous. Like she
perfect
she looked
match.
gorgeous. It's a check.
It is a check for me as well. I don't think I can add any other adjective, descriptor word about Anya's look. Next to the stage, we have the Elfin Queen, Miss Arietti. She comes out in this like elven golden prince.
Elvin.
Yeah, the elf ears, Elvin. That's what she says.
Oh.
You know.
I didn't even clock the ears. I just really I think Michelle said it. She looked like the first gay pope. Like,
Yeah, I wasn't like gagged by this look. I think it was really well made. The shorts fit really, really beautifully. The look for me was just kind of like
I didn't quite understand.
it didn't like
the
go all the way
concept.
there for me. Yeah, I feel like it needed like some kind
It was
of
beautiful. It was well constructed. The
Yeah.
color was great. Her makeup looked great. It looked great on her. Did I think it necessarily fit the category of short? I mean, I guess. Listen, I just didn't understand the concept. I think it was well constructed. I just didn't get it.
I just didn't get it. And like, art is subjective. I think it looked good. So I'm gonna give you a soft check.
Yeah, a soft check from here as well.
Yeah.
Next to the stage, we had Jewel Sparkles coming in yet again, another Marie Antoinette outfit.
No,
remix.
No. I'm putting that to rest right now.
Oh.
This was not a Marie Antoinette inspired outfit. This was a coquette, like bow, cutesy, like French inspired moment. The Marie Antoinette was not involved in this. It was not a Marie Antoinette hair. It did not have a bustle. It was not Marie Antoinette. It was just old French inspired. So Michelle needs to relax. Everybody needs to relax about the Marie Antoinette because this sage green and black corsetry with the sleeves and this gorgeous hair was gorgeous. She looked amazing.
And the little bows in the hair too.
Yeah.
It was really pretty.
She looked amazing. I loved it. It was a check for me.
No, she's definitely a check. There was no question about Jules being a check. Do I necessarily feel passionately in the same way that you do about her outfit being more French inspired than Marie Antoinette inspired? Not 100%, but I'm not going to discredit the fact that she looked beautiful and the outfit looked great on her, and that's that. I mean, she was wearing short shorts and she looked beautiful.
Moving on, we have Miss Lana Gerais stomping out in this Naomi Campbell D-squared inspired moment.
2003.
And I think if they were doing a Naomi Campbell, like Night of 1,000 Naomi Campbells, which I'm surprised they have not done yet on Drag Race, this would have eaten. However, I think I'm going to have to agree with the judges this week when they said that, it was giving basic. It was giving Forever 21.
Wet seal, if you know, you fucking know.
Yeah, so I loved the actual like cape moment. I thought it was really cool. It had the big tassels and everything. Mm-hmm. But past that, I wasn't really in love with it. It was giving like Streetwalker.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely wasn't giving a Drag Race elevated short shorts look, but like also, what are you
shorts
expecting?
Shorts are not glamorous.
Yeah, like what are you looking for? Like I'm thinking maybe like a denim bedazzled short that's popped open and you're giving like a Brooklyn, New York kind of vibe, and like maybe like I don't know. I have no idea what to even suggest.
My first thought went to a lifeguard. I don't know why my first thought was like those red 80s booty shorts that lifeguards used to wear. So I feel like you could have done like a Baywatch kind of moment, a little slow-mo run,
That was actually going to be Crystal's look. Well, I still think
Lana, you get a chuck for me. It just wasn't there. Just wasn't fully there.
I'll have to agree. You gotta check. Did I love your performance this week? Yes. Next to the stage, we had Sam Starr in this athletic football-inspired bedazzled look with shoulder pads, a bedazzled football. She looked
And
good.
anal beads for hair.
And anal beads for hair.
I love this whole look. Change the wig. I love this whole look. Change the wig. That was my only problem with it. It didn't make sense to me. I loved the snatched up ponytail. If it was just a ponytail, I don't think we needed the globes. Or even just like really big like cheerleader hair would have been really good.
I agree.
But I think I'm still going to give Miss Sam Starr a check.
I think that she also gets a check. I think she, and we discussed this while we were watching it, she should have gotten rid of the shoulder pads, I think. It just was a little...
Or taking them off on the runway.
Yeah, like a little something.
Yeah.
She looked good.
Next to the stage, talk about a concept and an idea. We have Miss Lydia Butthole Collins in this like peeled back skin.
I literally put what question mark?
It wasn't the most glamorous thing on the runway, but it was really cool. It had a very unique point of view. It stuck true to kind of the B. Collins brand. I'm going to give it a check for the sole purpose that it didn't look like anything else on the runway, and it was completely unique to her.
So I can agree with basically everything that you said, except I'm changing that check to a check. Because for some reason, when I see more and more of Lydia's taste and style, I'm feeling like she auditioned for the wrong show and she should have auditioned for Dragula.
Gagula. Yeah, Lydia does kind of have this. We talked about it before, like this like trash to treasure kind of aesthetic, I feel like.
Yeah.
Everything's kind of always like hanging off of her. There's like bits and bobs that are like meant to look like ripped, but I think it's cool. I think she's very grunge. She's very underground. Miss Susie Toot.
Miss Susie Toot down the runway.
Mm-hmm. Chugga chugga toot toot. In this like little Elizabethan boy.
I don't even know. I couldn't tell if she was giving like, you know, some guy who like plays the trumpet like outside of a royal castle or like the royal Joker or something.
Yeah, this look was.
It was
clean.
good.
Like,
yeah,
it was a
clean.
Very well done look. I wish that. Yeah, it was like kind of like Panto meets the Jester.
Yeah,
almost.
I said royal Joker, but I meant the royal Jester.
Yeah, like it was cool. I mean, you had shorts on. It was very well thought out. It was very clean. I just wish you didn't do the like pale white mimey face because it kind of just highlighted some of the other like faults in the makeup for me, and you kind of got washed out like a ghost. So
yeah,
I'm gonna give you a check though. I think
I'm gonna give her a check. Susie, I need you to retire this like horseshoe shaped Ronald McDonald wig. Like, I don't know what's going on with like the orange wig, but you've worn this I think 3 times on the runway already. It's not flattering. I don't think it's benefiting your outfits. I would change it. I don't know what I would wear with an outfit like that. Just please just put that wig on the shelf.
Talking about wig repeating. Miss Lexi
Love.
Yeah.
But the rainbow short wig eats. She looked
it
so
worked.
good.
It worked here for sure. I loved this look. It was a bunch of deconstructed shorts re-sewn together into a cape. You know what this reminded me of? It reminded me of Shea Coulee's design challenge look from season 9 for their Village People ball when she did like the construction worker with all the flannels and did the cape. Mm-hmm. It kind of was like reminiscent of that for me.
I do remember the look you're talking about. I love a good dramatic cape. I love that. But if we've clocked it for everybody else, copying some kind of silhouette or copying some kind of design, this is her 4th time wearing something that's dragging behind her. It looked beautiful. It was well constructed. It looked gorgeous. It's just, I wanted to see something a little new. I don't know what I would have, like I said, short shorts isn't something that, like, I immediately have multiple concepts pop in my head.
Yeah.
I don't even really have a concept that pops in my head except for like maybe like jean short New York. Like that's all I'm thinking of, or like the beach.
Yeah.
Other than that, my mind goes nowhere. So at the
Like,
end,
imagine just coming out in like a little pair of shorts. That was it.
no,
Topless.
yeah, like Lexi, you could have done that like censored nude here. I'm gonna give you a check for this outfit because it was well constructed and you did look good. I just would like to see something a little different when it comes to you walking down the runway with a train.
It's a check for me. I liked it. I thought it was fun. That wraps up this week's runway. There are only 8 queens, so every week Chuck or Chuck gets a lot quicker and it gets a lot more intimate every single week. But we love doing it. But we have some tops and some bottoms to sniff out here. And it's very clear, I think, who the bottoms are this week. We have Miss Lexi Love, Arietti, and Jules Sparkles alongside Miss Sam Starr, Lana Jarre, and Lydia B. Collins, their first time as the duo in the top.
I'm so proud of them.
Yeah, no, they ate this week. They deserved it so much.
I'm so proud. You deserve this.
Our sweet baby doll, Lydia B. Collins, pulls out and clinches the win this episode.
Lydia!
Yes, she
redemption.
needed it. Yes, the redemption from last week. I love when a queen lip syncs and then the next week they win. That's one of my favorite like story arcs that we get on Drag Race. Is like, y'all thought you seen the last of me. Boom, win.
Y'all thought.
Yeah.
Clock
Boom,
it.
you ain't getting rid of me.
Unfortunately, for our 2 Chismosa sisters, they will be lip syncing for their life. Our one and only Lexi Love was bottom safe, and she was able to sashay to the back and watch the girls lip sync. And this was definitely what I was waiting for. You know, there was a lot of tension in the workroom between these two. I was really hoping they didn't have to solve their or settle their beef on the stage, but when duty calls,
it made for good TV, you know. And this
last week we have the Lovebirds. This week we have the Chismosa sisters.
Yeah, this lip sync was
okay.
It was cute. I didn't love it. I mean, honestly, that's a hard Beyonce song to do, and if you're doing a Beyonce song, I feel like there are just so many good options. I don't know why they picked this one, but it was interesting for sure, and I don't even really know fully if Jules really won that lip sync. In my opinion, I think it was pretty even.
I mean, Lexi was throwing that. She was mopping the floor with that wig.
Lexi wasn't lip syncing. Right.
Arietti was mopping the floor in that lip sync.
Yeah, you know, as much as she was mopping it up, you know, she was getting beaten. So it was tough. It was a close lip sync, I think. I don't know what really persuaded the judges one way or the other, but I think it might have come down to track record at that point.
I mean, this was
Arietti's already been
third
given
time in the bottom.
Third? Lip syncing?
She lip synced, got saved, lip synced, and won, because then the next week No. This is her second.
She won second.
Yeah, this is her second time lip syncing, and Jules has 2 wins. So you have 2 positives and 2 negatives. I mean, and you both do mediocre in a lip sync, you're going to go with the positive. At the end of the day,
I think Arietti had hit her expiration date in the competition. I'm sad to see her go, honestly. She was really good TV. She had really great, strong design concepts, and she was a very interesting queen and very, very talented. So I will definitely miss Arietti as the rest of the season continues.
Her runways were just 9 out of 10 times they were gorgeous.
You could always trust Arietti to turn the runway out.
Yeah, and her makeup was always gorgeous.
Yeah.
And just like that, I mean, there goes our 8th. That was our 8th? Our 8th queen gone?
Yep.
That was our 8th, and just, wow.
Mm-hmm. They're dropping like flies now.
Do you have any words to say to our fallen soldier?
Take an acting or improv comedy class.
Listen, when it comes to creativity and working away around a singer machine, girl, you're good. When it comes to your acting skills and your impromptu comedy,
we need some yes ands thrown in there.
Yes, and I think we should leave the baby act on the stage.
Leave that at Drag Race to die for
Yeah,
sure.
I don't know how
Please
far
don't bring Baby Cupid on the road.
Yeah, Baby Cupid does not need to go anywhere.
Other than the garbage can.
Yeah. And that has been your reality check of episode 10, season 17 of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Crazy one. Another crazy episode, another amazing queen gone. But the competition rolls on. We will be back every week to cover RuPaul's Drag Race as well as Survivor 48 right here on this channel. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. And don't forget to hit that little notification bell so you know when your new best friends are talking about your favorite shows. Be sure to check us out on all of our other social media platforms, and you can even listen on the go on Spotify. So be sure to check all those out, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye.